Well, hello there, family and friends. Welcome to a new year of M&M Model Railways. What I'm going to be doing in this video is adding the ground cover to the church grounds. I've already done it to the bank and the post office. Let me give you a little bit of a flyover on what I've done there. The bank doesn't have a whole lot to talk about there. It's mostly asphalt and concrete sidewalks. And you can see an area that has not been finished that will have landscaping in there. Michelle will be doing that. This area shows that the post office has been ground covered. And there's a couple of areas there that you can see that will have landscaping. We've also finished the ground cover on the inside of the creek as it comes around. We have a lot to do around the truck terminal, but we'll be doing that in another video. My main focus is what I want to do to this area right here. So if you want to know more, please keep watching. Okay, what I want to do is just give you a kind of a lay of this lot here. Let me take out some of my markers here. So, first of all, you can see the church setting there. So this is the back door. The sidewalk comes out that way. This is the front. The sidewalk comes out that way. This here is a welcome sign to the church. That's going to sit right there. But that's going to sit up on the yard. So you can tell we've got a couple of lines here. So I want a flower planter here. So if you see what we have for putting flowers in there, we have some N-scale stuff. So what we'll be doing is we'll be planting some things, different colors and stuff that will go underneath the windows right there. So I need to have a place to be able to put that stuff. So I'm going to put this clothesline, have this clothesline hook thing here, and I'm going to sculpt the mold up to that. Okay. Also, where the this welcome sign is, let me change the camera angle. So here you can see that we've got a bypass that comes this way. There's a main street that comes down here. And people that are traveling or coming to town, I want them to be able to see this, but I want landscaping in front of it, some flower things and stuff like that. So I'm going to put a little piece of wood in here that's going to be where the sculpture mold is not going to go, and then I'll be able to set this down in there and make it level in the sculpture mold. The next thing I'm going to do, as you can see, is we've got some picket fence. I'm actually going to put some picket fence so it comes around the corner here. Let me change the angle camera again. So this here came with the church kit. And this road right here is railroad property, so they can pick up the crew that parks right here. I'll be putting ground cover, basically sculpt the mold and grass cover here like I did up here. You can see that I did that by the parking lot by the grocery store there. So this fence is going to be placed at an angle that comes around there like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take everything off of the spot except for the markers that I have. So I'm going to put the sculpt the mold in here, all around here, but I'm going to leave my markers in here, and I'm going to put sculpt the mold around there. So you might want to keep watching because we're going to bring this to life. I'm going to do all the steps that we're going to do in here, minus the landscaping, and Michelle will be doing that. So I'm going to put some sculpting mold in there, and then I'll come back after we do that, and we'll see what's going to be next in this video. Please keep watching. Well, here we are again, and as you can see, we've got Sculpt-A-Mold ground cover in our church yard. We also have our little triangle space here and a little planter space there. We'll see what the artist lady does when she gets to that point.
Who's that artist lady?
The wife. And then we're going to move our removable things out of there. Now what I want to do is I want to work on painting the dirt color and then applying the grass. We're going to do this in two different applications. This little side of the track here is going to have a different kind of grass color on there. So we're going to go ahead and just paint that. And then the ground cover around the church is going to be a little bit different. So let me get this painted so it can start drying. We're going to use a glue to put a different kind of a ground cover down than we're going to do around the church. So as you can see, I got that pretty well painted, our dirt color. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get started inside this area where the front lawn is at of our church building here. If you get it on your sidewalk area, you're going to have to go back over your sidewalk and paint that concrete color, which is a doable thing. You know, it's not a big deal. You want to put this paint in here fairly wet, because I'll show you what we're going to do right now. Get this touched up a little bit more. While this is still wet, we're going to take some of our green foam, as you can tell, and we're just going to take little chunks of it, and we're going to put it down into that wet paint before it has a chance to dry. We're going to cover that up pretty thick. Cat in the background talking to Mama, wanting her attention. Nebula. The black cat. You hear that cat? I'm going to paw that down a little bit. I call that pawing it down because I'm used to cats doing that. You want to give it a pretty thick coat of the grass cover. So you want to cover most of that up. And then after that glue dries, I mean not the glue, but you'll sweep it. So when I mean sweep it, you'll use another brush here, and you'll brush that grass down into that paint. Might look pretty thick now, but it'll look like this post office area over here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and get this rest of this grass area painted. Yeah, those cats can be pretty annoying, can't they?
They're not normal cats. They think they're human.
It's because you got them spoiled. And as you can tell, the ground slopes up to the foundation of the church, which I like that. Another thing we can do here is we can actually use the shaker to apply that as well. This is a garlic and herb shaker.
Nebula, really?
Y'all have cats? If you have cats, make a comment below if they like to talk in your videos too. So there's one application of it. So we're gonna go ahead and sweep this area off right here, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish painting this. So one's a little bit thicker and one's a little bit not. So depends on how you want to do it. That's how I do it. So let's go ahead and get this area done. See, it shakes it out a little bit more evenly when we do it like this, I believe. We can also go over it and vacuum some of that stuff up, or we can put the glue down on it. But I want a really nice green, lush lawn, so I'm going to keep covering it. You know, that's making it really stand out. Wish I could afford a static grass applicator, but I think that for N scale, I think that makes it look pretty nice. I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do some fine tuning in the front. As you can tell, it looks different than that, so I'll be working on that a little bit, and I'll come back on camera, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply just a little bit of grass cover to that area there. Keep watching. What I want to talk to you now is I want to talk to you about the areas that don't have the heavy grass on there and what I do. First thing that we need is we need to have a couple of different colors of paint on there. So the first thing I use is a darker brown. We'll just put a little bit in a little cup. And then the next color is a little bit lighter. This is actually called Country Tan. So I'm going to mix that also in a little cup. So you can see that I got them both in there. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing what's called a dry effect. So basically that's, you get a little paint on your brush, and then you go to your napkin and you take most of the paint off. So such a small area, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start tapping that with that brown. And as you can tell, it gives just a little hint of the brown that we want. Don't really need to do that where it's heavy concentrated with the ground cover. And just cover that whole area. And then with the brush still with that brown on there, I'm going to dip into my lighter gray, and then I'm going to take most of that off too. Then I'm just going to go do some highlights with that lighter color of gray over my color. The wife does not know I'm making another video, so she's talking to the cats in the other room.
Oh, sorry. Well, they're a pain in the butt sometimes.
They get to hear the everyday life at the old Nicodemus home. So we just want to highlight some of that ground to break up that Apache sun color. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to use a little bit of Mod Podge to glue down my sparse ground cover that I'm going to put on that, and I'll be doing that as soon as my colors dry that I just put on there. Keep watching. Well, I have now completed the grass as far as I'm going to go around the church here. The fence that you see there will be added to separate the railroad property from the church lawn. I might do a little bit more touching up where those areas of orange are. And Michelle will be putting landscaping down in that area as well as in that area. I think that looks pretty cool. That's this side of it. We can get maybe a corner shot here. That looks pretty cool. So what I like to do now is I like to do a flyover. So let's start our helicopter up and let's go overhead and let's check out the improvements that we have done to this little town of Canyon Flats, Colorado. This is a fictitious place that does not exist. But let's get this helicopter off the ground. As you can tell, we are flying over the church. That's the grocery store and the truck receiving plant. Now we have came over the top of the bank. Now we're over the top of the post office. Let's go down a little bit further so we can see some more landscaping that's going to be done. So that area right there will have landscaping on it. And this side of the sidewalk, as you can see, has been cut out for landscaping. Over here across the street, Michelle will also put some landscaping in. That'll be excited. So what are we going to do next here? Well, we're going to go ahead and work on this retaining wall for these ramps here so the drivers don't fall down in, so and our employees don't fall down into them areas. We're also going to do a little cover over this area right here where you see that forklift at. We need workers down in there. So I'm going to do a framed area. I'm going to put a clear roof over it so we can see all the activity going on from up above. So that has been the step of putting the lawn around the church, and we also did a lawn around the post office. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, the steps that I have showed you to put this in here. Please like and subscribe.